Welcome back to another devlog. This is Alpha Devlog, week 1, week 2. What I've done over the past 2 weeks. I guess I'll just jump right in. First thing, order of business. Remodeled the male and female heads. Still need to redo the mouths. On the previous models, the mouths were just kind of part of the texture and looked weird, so I'm actually going to have geometry on there this time. And also setting this up before I can bring it back, before I bring the models back into the game, I'd also like to set it up so that in the future it's possible for the player to modify the body parts. So the player in the game, their character could have things like cybernetic limbs, they could customize different heads, things like that. And also, there's hair, if you didn't notice. Next thing, I did a reskin of the LAV Hummer. I'm calling it the LAV, the light armored vehicle. It's going to be one of the main vehicles in the game. There's also another vehicle that I'll be adding soon. I'm also really excited to get that in there. There's more things that I've added. I've added just kind of retextured things that I had already. Food and water. Just some cans of food, really. I've also added some resource collection. Well, it was there. I've just spiffed it up a little bit. So you can now you can hit a rock with your pickaxe and you can mine resources from it. There's all sorts of different resources now too. There's wood, metal. Well, actually the metal hasn't fully been added yet, but there's rubber, stone, plastics, glass. There's a few in there. I'll be adding some more things. Crafting is there. It's not fully fleshed out yet, but it's there. Something else that I added was the commander's helmet. I had modeled that a while ago. It's basically just an inspiration of if you've ever seen the box art. Actually, I had mentioned this a while ago. I think it was my first video that I posted on here. Had the helmet from the box art of Tiberian Sun. I had modeled that. I got that into the game. Another thing that I've done now is I've made it so you can place objects correctly now. I was having a really weird issue where you could, when you select the object to place it, it was only moving along one axis, and then depending on where your player was in the world, or where your character was in the world, the object that you wanted to place would get further and further away from you. So finally I was able to make it so that the ghost object of the object that you want to place now follows your mouse cursor. So I still have to add a maximum and a minimum distance on that, but I have it good so far. So still ironing out how to be able to build structures in a functional way, but so far things are working out well in that side of things. Really just comes on that side, it really just comes down to making sure the modular assets line up properly. That's because things are just looking weird with the way that I have it now, so I just gotta fix some things up really on that part. Now something that I really was kind of waiting for on week 7 but it's now week 1 and 2, and it's actually also week 6 that I was holding it off for. But week 1, 2, I actually put quite a bit of work into the networking side of things. And by networking, I mean the player-created networks. So you have computer networks inside the game. These can be used for automation for all sorts of things, or connecting things like security cameras and whatever else the player decides they want to create. It was a little tricky to figure out how I was going to do this, just with replication over the actual network, the real life network. But I figured out a way I'm going to do it, and I have all the items that I think I want so far. I have all those added, and being able to place things like network cables, there's going to be like radio transmitters that you can place. I think it'll be a system that'll be really fun to work with, and I'm really excited to get that going. December, that's when I'm really going to start fleshing that out. That's going to be a really exciting time to stick around for updates on it. So please stay tuned. Over the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be putting a lot of work into the world map and the player's interaction with vehicles. I think those two really go hand in hand. And what I mean by the world map is, well, right now I just have this sandbox that I've been building out of, just kind of a large flat square. Well, not necessarily flat, but a large square of terrain that I can run around on. And I'd like to change that to where it's going to be several square kilometers that the player is open to. That's going to be the open world the player can run around on, drive around on, and eventually fly around on. So it'll be exciting. Got to get some good work done on that. There'll be some procedural generation, and it's going to be an interesting next 2 weeks. I think the vehicles are going to be the easiest part, but so stay tuned in 2 weeks. So I can't recall what the date is on that right off the top of my head, but stay tuned. I appreciate all those that have been supportive of me going forward on this, and I hope to hear feedback in the future. Thanks.